All right, Metal Summoners, it is so great as always to see you guys. We appreciate you guys so much. It is Wednesday, it is TMS Day, and we are super stoked to kick off your weekend in the middle of the week because that's just how we like to do it here. This is your Island of Misfit Toys, as always, with Jay and Angel, and of course with Psycho Steve and Bobby Dreyer. We're a big old fraternity, and everybody's welcome. So you may see those guys popping in and out, but it is all good. We are super duper stoked to be joining our guest tonight. We got a lot of fun things to talk about. If you're not following him on his socials or his band socials, then you're about to get filled in on some very, very cool things. But we are cracking open our coffin tonight. A good friend of mine decided that he wanted to be a part of the show, and I am very, very grateful that he is down for the experience. Jesse James Smith, drummer, podcaster from Vampires Everywhere. Jesse, thanks, brother.
What's up, everybody?
So
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, you sound
Very
great,
cool.
bro.
Cool.
We coming across good to you?
Yeah. You guys
Awesome,
sound
man.
great.
Killer, man. Awesome, man. Well, dude, again, thank you so much for being down for the experience, man. I think we're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, I'm psyched. Happy to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Absolutely, man. A complete pleasure. So let's start things off with something very, very cool. So, new Vampires Everywhere single, as of earlier today, 120,000 views on Cry Little Sister. So, dude, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, this is a very prominent single for us. Yeah, this has gone extremely well across all platforms. So, we've received a lot of love for this, which we're super happy given where it's from.
Yes.
It was about time that we did it.
Absolutely, 100%. And so I've known Michael for many years, love all of his various projects, but you've really been Michael's right-hand man for quite a while now. So what can you tell us about the discussions or the decisions that came to choosing that single? That song, I should say, that song as a fully recorded song released with a video.
Yeah, so this was kind of a talk, about doing this cover probably like 6-7 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And when the band went in to record what is upcoming, I can't talk about too much, but there is more following. So there are more songs coming, but we wanted to lead this new chapter with a cover, with something that everyone knows, that's everyone can immediately grab. And what better song was Cry Little Sister? Judging that the band's name is from the Lost Boys.
Yes.
There's talk about a Lost Boys reboot.
Mm-hmm.
So we were just like, we feel that the next upcoming songs are a new chapter for the band, seriously. And we wanted to lead with something hard and heavy. And this was like the perfect cover to do it.
Yeah, man. My girlfriend and I actually just recently bought our tickets to a horror convention based out of New Jersey we really like called Monster Mania. They're bringing in Kiefer Sutherland.
Holy, wait. So I live in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I grew up right outside of Atlantic City in New Jersey.
Dude, it's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
It's in Cherry Hill, I know. When is Monster Mania?
So I think it clashes with Alisana because this one's August 4th through 6th. Maybe not.
Hold on. Horrible. So, okay, the one thing about this tour is that it's in legs.
Right.
And it is just so hard to what day starts when. All right, let's see. Because, I'm a professional.
You're in Lancaster right now?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's awesome, dude. I go to Lancaster all the time for like AYP. I'm going to have to hit you up next time I come out there.
Hell yeah. Oh, shit. You said it's August what?
4 to 6 that weekend.
I have to be in North Carolina the 10th. I might be there.
Okay, dude. Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. All right. Time to show Kiefer Sutherland this song.
Yep. Absolutely.
Hey, man, if you have anything to do with the reboot, here you go.
Uh-huh. Absolutely, brother. No, I think we should try to make that a thing. Yeah, I have a Lost Boys poster that was gifted to me by a friend of mine years ago, and little by little, I've been getting cast members on it. And about 3 months ago, babe, we went to like Monster Mania because they brought in Jason Patrick.
Awesome.
So I was like, I got to get Jason Patrick on my poster. So I got Jason Patrick on my poster. Megan's actually being a doll and grabbing it off the wall for me. Thanks, babe. Hey, Angel, can you blow me up, please?
Yeah, Angel.
And so like, yeah, so little by little, I've been adding to my Lost Boys poster. So I got
That's awesome.
Jameson Newlander, one of the Frog Brothers, of course. I got Billy Welsh, the Death by Stereo vampire.
Wow.
Alec, this is so hard to do backwards. Alex Winter, Marco. And then he's right. And then right up, Tim Capello, I Still Believe.
That's so sick. That is such a cool piece.
Thanks, dude. And right there's Jason Patrick. He really wanted to sign it in blue. He's like, well, that's me, so I should be on this. And what color should I use? I was like, dude, dealer's choice. He's like, I'm going to use blue. I was like, it's all good, brother.
Now no one can use blue.
Nope. But it's super duper stoked. So they've announced, actually, you're going to probably enjoy this in general, dude. So they've announced 4 cast members for that Monster Mania. So they've got Kiefer. They're bringing in Alex Winter, Jason Patrick, and Billy Welsh.
Wow, that's so sick.
Yeah, so they're all there, and they've announced it's to the 3rd level. The first 2 are sold out, but they're offering a pro photo op with all 4 of them.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out. It's not that I go to New Jersey all the time, in Philly. I used to live in Philly.
Oh, killer. But yeah, dude, I love Lancaster, man, and I go up there for to go to like Angry Young and Poor and stuff like that. So
yeah, that's like literally I go there all the time.
Yeah, dude. So
I just moved here in August of last year.
Oh, sick, dude. Yeah, it was funny. I was just kind of thinking to myself, not that I couldn't have just messaged you about it, but for some reason I was like, I feel like he's in Vegas, but I'm not actually totally sure what coast he's on.
Yeah, so as of right now, I've been the furthest member away. So consistently. The lineup currently, we have Michael and our guitarist Rod. You've met Rod, right? The other guitarist?
Yeah.
So they're both in Vegas. I'm here. And then the bassist that's going to go out with us, his name is Brandon. He's in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay. Massachusetts is where I'm from. So that's awesome.
I was just there.
Nice.
I was just in Massachusetts. Yeah. I had to pick up a drum kit.
Oh, gotcha. Well, that's definitely something we're going to talk about for sure. So is the lineup that people are going to see with Alesana, is that the current lineup that we just saw in Cry Little Sister?
Yes.
Gotcha. For anybody who's familiar with Vampires Everywhere, is Tyler still working with the band? Is there anything you can talk about from what people have seen from the last tours or anything to the new lineup?
Yeah, so Tyler stepped away after Japan. He was in Japan with us, and then afterwards to pursue other aspects of his life back home. Yeah, no bad blood at all. I love him to death. Same thing with Garrett. Garrett has another band.
Gotcha.
So he came in just to kind of fill that space and see where everything went. He also lived in Vegas, but then moved to LA. So he was getting like a lot more offers, and he was going to try to really focus on his band, Violent New Breed, if anyone. Yeah. So the last lineup that you saw with Alesana, Tyler and Garrett, they're not there, but we got a new bassist, Brandon, who I've known for a while, who's been a big fan of the band, which is really sick.
Hell yeah. No, absolutely, man, for sure. Is Violent New Breed, that's Max Green's band?
Yep.
Nice. Oh,
Yep.
very cool. Right on. Nice. Yeah, my girlfriend's familiar with that because she knows the Escape the Fate guys for many years and that whole camp and stuff like that. So that's super duper cool, man, for sure. Yeah, no, I'm glad that everything's awesome with that because Tyler's a cool cat, and just like you, he was incredibly cordial to me, when I got to hang with you guys. So I got nothing but love for Tyler as well.
Oh, he's such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
I
man.
miss him.
Absolutely. No, for sure. So yeah, so you mentioned you were just in Massachusetts picking up a drum kit. So that's something we definitely have to talk about because would that happen to be a drum kit involving something cool that has now just happened to you?
Yeah, so I am now endorsed by SJC, Custom Drums. They're out of Massachusetts, and their roster is just god tier. Like Trey Cool from Green Day.
Yeah.
They have the drummer of Rancid, Ice Nine Kills, 21 Pilots, like endless. I grew up in the Warped Tour scene, so like all of my favorite drummers at a time were either playing or has played SJC, and that was like the ultimate goal when I started, like 15, 16. So like 10 to 12 years ago.
Mhm.
So 10 to 12 years later, I got to go and pick them up at the factory and like meet everybody. There's only 9 people that work for that company.
Really?
The company, 9.
Jeez. And they've got to make drums for Ice Nine Kills and Green Day and stuff.
Bro, I don't know how they do it. It's insane. And they are the coolest, most laid back people on earth. But it's really funny because I wasn't supposed to be home. But how I met the rep is I went to go see a friend's band perform at this thing called Launch Festival in Lancaster. So I was home. I wasn't supposed to be because I was supposed to be in Vegas, but plans changed. And I was like, okay, I'll go. And SJC was sponsoring the event. So I got talking with one of their reps, had a phone call like 3 days later, picked up my kit about 2 weeks later.
That's sick, dude. That is so rad. So you mentioned, that being one of your goals. Was SJC specifically one of your goals for endorsement, or do you just mean just getting involved with a drum organization?
I mean, getting involved with a drum organization would be cool, but SJC was a particular.
Nice.
Like every drummer will never say no to DW.
Yeah.
Like if DW calls, I'm going. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they are the pinnacle. They're the tip.
Yeah.
But as far as the companies that I've loved, SJC has been number one forever. So this is literally like the coolest thing ever to me. Yeah. And it was just even nicer that they were super sweet and everyone's super sick over there. And yeah, it's about time.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I'm definitely with you on that. Like as far as like playing myself and stuff like that and being like a bass guy and stuff like that. Like, yeah, I'm kind of like with you on like the people that I try to go with as well, because I was like, I really want to get Spectre and Coffin Case to talk to me.
Dude, I know. How many times?
While I know I'm more of like a music personality right now, I was like, there's a lot of guitars and a lot of basses in this house.
Yeah, for real. How many times do I got to tag you on Instagram before you notice me?
Yep, and I do that stuff too.
Dude, hell yeah, dude. I do that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
I do that shit too, man. Yes. I was just talking to a friend about this. I'm like, sometimes you just got to play the game.
Yeah.
You know what it is when you're in the industry. Sometimes you just got to play the game, and we all know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all know what we're doing.
Yes.
But it works, and that's what works. That's what it's wanted. If you want to engage with a company, engage with the company.
Yes.
100%.
100%.
Because I was again, all it takes is one video to just go bananas. Yep. There are so many bands right now. I think TikTok is the best thing and worst thing potentially to happen to the music industry, because it it will make or break you.
Yeah.
And if you're not on the TikTok like trend,
Mm-hmm.
you're fucking up, because all it takes is one song to go viral, and then you're one of the next biggest bands in the world. Look at Catch Your Breath.
Catch Your Breath. There's that they're called like Magnolia Drive or something.
Magnolia Park.
Them.
They're fucking awesome. Dude,
Yeah.
Catch Your Breath guys are awesome too. And all of this is deserved. Let's not, for whoever like is listening, hater. No, all of this is deserved. But what I'm saying is, if they didn't, the song would still be just as good.
Yeah.
But this platform specifically took them to the stratosphere.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So like, it's okay. Let's put it this way: it single-handedly made deathcore cool again.
It really did.
Like, just a bunch of vocalists doing crazy shit into their phone. One of them puts it in a song. Deathcore is the biggest thing ever again. Lorna Shore is playing arenas. That's incredible.
Yeah. It's insane. I mean, and even somebody like yourself, Jesse, it gives you the opportunity to flex your various muscles, because you put out your little videos of playing VE songs or bands that inspired you, or just friends of yours, or just whatever song is in your iPod or your CD player, as the old saying used to go. You're able to put together your little videos of just kind of rocking out, showing your chops.
Yeah, dude, and it keeps me creative when I'm home. Number one, it keeps me active while I'm home, and I other than doing, the video aspect of it, which I do like to do, I'm a music lover, number one. So I like playing the songs that I like to listen to, or when I was a kid, that I wanted to play on stage. I just did a cover, and I'm gonna put it out tomorrow. But I did the first like minute of Attack Stick Stickly.
Nice.
Like, that's the song I wanted to play when I was 15. Like, I wanted to be the drummer of Attack. So like, playing those songs now and like just putting them out is like a little nod to my childhood. And then I also cover friends' band.
Right.
Like, if I'm talking to a drummer, I did that with the band Dropout Kings.
Mm-hmm.
Great guys. I love Joe. I think he's one of the most hilarious content creators for like drummers. Oh, he takes it to another level.
I'll have to check out his work.
The Cowboy Drummer.
Okay.
The Cowboy Drummer, which is fucking hilarious, because my handle on TikTok now is the Goth Drummer, and I didn't mean to copy that. I was just like, I made this TikTok page, and I was like, I need to call it something, because Jesse James, like, my handle has already been made, and that account died. So I was like, what do I want to be known for? Well, I'm the drummer that just gets up in goth paint.
Yeah.
There it is, the Goth Drummer.
Nice.
Simple.
Yeah, my buddy Nick Mason, who drums for Pretty Boy Floyd and Flesh Krieg and Rhythm Coffin, and oh my God, Nick is one of the go-to, like, to hire guys if you want your shit done right. He's always gone by the moniker the Living Dead Drummer. That's his thing.
Yeah.
But he's not really a TikTok guy. So what he did is he just went on to all the socials, whether it be Instagram, TikTok, everything, locked in Living Dead Drummer so that he had those names protected, and then would just delete the app.
Dude, yeah, he's a genius. Number one, it's so weird. We ran into Pretty Boy Floyd.
Oh, really?
In an airport going to Japan.
Wow. Then you probably ran into Nick, my buddy Diego, the guitar player who goes by the name Ashes.
Yeah, isn't Diego like incredibly tall?
Yes.
Yeah, Michael knows him.
Yeah, oh yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because they definitely go back to that scene for sure, because Diego used to play with Wayne Static. He used to play with Davey Suicide. So it definitely doesn't surprise me at all that him and Michael aren't part of the same scene. So
yeah, I think they met when he was playing with Davey.
Nice.
I was just talking about Davey too. Wow, everything full circle.
No, for sure, because that was one of the I've seen, with the exception of, I guess, technically Ritual, I've seen every version of Vampires Everywhere. Because I saw Vampires way back when they played with Aiden and Wednesday 13 back in, I think, like 2010, 2009, something like that, on 2 different tours. So I saw Michael back then. I saw him play with, like, I believe it was Davey Suicide and Orgy when Vampires Everywhere played this tiny little place like 2 minutes from my house in Maryland called House of Rock. And that was after Hellbound and Heartless came out. And it was funny because I was talking with Michael and we were looking at the CD and he was like, yeah, this was a really crazy lineup that I had at that time, because like this guy left to do another project. This guy just wasn't really feeling it. This dude completely lost his mind and started listening to dubstep. And it was just really, really funny. And then after he had put VE to bed for a little while, I didn't get to see him in the short-lived Killing Lights. Then he put out Ritual, and I love that album. I wasn't able to see that. Then he was doing Dead Girls Academy, and then he came back full circle with you and The Awakening, and it led to what we know of now.
Yeah, and it's so crazy thinking about like all of the different eras of Vampires Everywhere.
Yeah.
And when you look at like the imagery and the aesthetics of each individual album, they all have their own feeling, right?
Yes.
You know, and I came in for The Awakening, and I feel like the band was still finding out what we wanted to be, like
Right.
what Michael wanted to be, really. You know, Michael Vampire is Michael Vampire. That's what you see is what you got, you know. So
Yes.
like, but as far as the identity of the band coming in post-pandemic world, number 1, post Dead Girls Academy, number 2, and then into a world that is completely different than when Ritual was released, not even Hellbound, you know, when they were pumping. So like, it's been really cool to see how everything has evolved, you know, professionally, personally, and professionally with the band. And I am really excited for what's coming, because the next things, you know, we released the cover, you know, but the next things are going to be all original. And it is by far, non-biased, my favorite Vampires Everywhere ever. I think we nailed something.
I'm really excited for you, dude. And I'm just really excited in general as a fan, because when I interviewed Michael at HMAC, when I met you, I mean, that was right after Tear Me Down came out. And I told Michael right to his face, I was like, this is the best song you've ever written for Vampires Everywhere. Like, I felt something really deep personally when Tear Me Down came out. It was from the style, from the writing, the design of the music video. And I love what Michael's been able to do vocally ever since, where he really seems to be able to harness being able to separate whether he wants to go clean or whether he wants to go scream.
So going back to that, right? Like, I love Sudden Death. I love Tear Me Down. I was talking to Michael and I was like, as much as I love those songs, I know what those songs were. They felt like not filler songs, but they felt like, because when Awakening came back, Witch was like the song, and that had like the 808s, that had like more of the, like, not dubstep but more of the electronic stuff. So those songs are kind of trying to find where we belong,
right?
You know, do we go in the direction of the more 808y thing where we add more of that? Do we go heavier? Do we go more pop? What do we do? And, you know, and this is kind of what I was saying about trying to find the identity of the band. And it has definitely led to this, because I can tell you straight up, Michael's performance in this next string of whatever it's going to be that I can't say much of
course,
is incredible. Blew me away. Cry Little Sister shows a little bit of it.
Yeah.
You know, with the high singing and, you know, bet your ass that motherfucker could do it. I don't know if I can curse on here. I'm sorry, man.
Oh no, dude, you can lay it on thick, brother.
All right, cool. Good. Not that I was going to stop. I was just saying sorry. But yeah, it's incredible. And he told me straight up what he wanted to do was go back to his roots. Where does he belong? And it shows. So I'm really excited because the next song that we're releasing has been 3 different songs.
Really?
We have, yeah. So we've had 3 different ideas on what song to release next. And the one we landed on is pretty interesting. So
nice.
I'm curious on what direction our fans want us to go.
Yeah.
But in reality, I don't I want them to be surprised.
I love it. That's sick, dude. Angel, you've been more than patient. Jesse, we're going to steer it up to Angel. He also runs the comments from the fans because it looks like we definitely have some questions that the fans want to ask you. So we're going to steer it to that. Real quick, though, we are going to get into the tour talk. That's going to come in the next segment. But when we get into the tour talk, as like a little teaser, will you be playing Cry Little Sister on tour?
Yes.
Perfect. Angel, take it away for yourself and the Metal Summoners, my friend.
Okay, just a quick question about Cycle Steve. So as y'all know, Cycle Steve left us to go tour manage the New Kids on the Block. They're playing somewhere in Alaska, so he's up in Alaska, helping them get their shit together, helping them get their backing tapes, work on their dance moves and all that crap, their lip syncing. So Cycle Steve is up in Alaska, New Kids on the Block, with tour managing and taking care of all of that and making sure they have their laptops so they don't have to cancel any shows. They're playing at a high school gym somewhere. So, Steve, if you're watching from Alaska, we love you, brother, and we miss you.
Angel, you're cold-blooded this evening.
I couldn't tell if he was being serious or not.
He's not. They're not even touring. Who cares about them anyway? No, but we all know
that's why they're in a high school gym.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just making fun of the movie The Dirt.
Oh yeah. Steve.
I love that.
Oh yeah. Steve's just taking. We're a very pro family show, and he needed some personal time for family first.
Yep.
But we appreciate you fans for asking about him and showing love to the other hosts, even when they're not present. So we appreciate you guys for that.
So got another question about, do you have any other endorsements? Like what drumsticks do you use?
So as of right now, I have a drum shoe endorsement. This company, Vratim, Vratim. They are phenomenal. Not gonna lie. They're the best. They're super lightweight. The ones that I have really thin sole, but it's really hard. But they just came out with a new one that's kind of more like a Nike style shoe. And I already put my pre-order in for that. So I'm super excited for that. They're super comfortable. And I feel weird when I don't drum with them now. But yeah, they're my other endorsements. That company, I've been with that company for like 3 years.
I didn't even realize that drum shoes were a thing. That's really interesting.
They have a pretty much chokehold on the market. They were drummers that were like, you know what? Why not have like a shoe dedicated for drummers? And they have, it sounds like a funny idea until like you see their artist roster. And it's like Alex Rudinger, all major band. A lot of the major bands have them. A lot of the death metal guys too. So I was like, God, let me try them, and I fell in love with them. And then I started working with the company. Shout out Vratim.
Pretty interesting. Do you have a favorite drummer or your top 5 favorite drummers?
Okay, so my favorite drummer all time, his name is Adam Gray from this band Texas in July. He is the sole reason why I play the way I play.
Nice.
And then a very close second is that drummer Luke Holland. Huge fan of Luke. I got to meet him recently. Very nice man. Very cool dude. Who else? I'll just name off Neil Peart, Rush.
Nice.
That was like Travis Barker was like my original. And then to top it off at 5. Damn, there's so many that I like. Oh, recently. I love the way Cody Ash from Jelly Roll. I love the way he plays. He is a homie, and he used to play for this band called Siler. And he fills in for Wage War. He fills in for Scary Kids. Scary Kids is where I met him. But his playing is incredible, and he's the drummer for Jelly Roll. So Cody. There you go. That'll be my 5th.
Nice.
Gotta put the homies in there.
Absolutely.
all love.
How old were you when you started playing drums?
Seriously. I started playing seriously when I was 12. I was super into martial arts, believe it or not, in sports at a super high level. And then I got really hurt when I was like 12. Like I broke my back. It was fucking wild. But I needed something to pivot to, and I always liked music. And I got me a drum kit, and it just seemed super natural to me. And that was just my life from then on out. So 12 years old. Yeah.
Here's a pretty cool question. If you could put together a dream show of 3 bands from past or present, who would it be?
Okay, 3 bands including Vampires Everywhere? Or are we one of the 3? Because I have to play my... I'm definitely one of the 3. I have to be. It wouldn't be a dream show. I want to play. I'll put 3 bands including us.
Yeah, why don't we we'll shift the question into you guys are opening for your 3 dream bands.
Woo, okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking, hold on. This is a really good question. Oh, okay. For Vampires Everywhere. Rammstein, Slipknot, 9 Inch Nails.
Whew, nice.
Us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I fuck with that.
Dude, did you see that Till, his solo band, Lindman, got added to Blue Ridge?
Yeah. Did you see the Rammstein tour with Sleep Token?
Yeah.
Jesus. And In Flames. Oh my God. That's disgusting.
I know. That's one of those things. If there's ever the definition of that doesn't seem fair, there's your dictionary picture. That's the poster.
People want to bitch about how much festivals cost. I would pay $300 for that ticket alone.
To be in the grass.
Dude.
Yeah.
To be in the parking lot. To smell the smoke that Rammstein lets off in their pyros.
To smell the exhaust of the bus.
Yeah, did you see what Taylor Swift just did at the fucking link? Or it's the link, right? Or one of them at the Philly Stadium. You saw that?
Yeah, I did.
Sold out. A 70,000 seat stadium. 20,000 more were in the parking lot.
Damn.
Christ.
Dude. I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift is the most influential person on earth.
Yeah.
If this has been going around TikTok, if she ran for president, I think she'd win.
Yeah. Can't really say that there's much of an argument for that.
That's scary. Ugh. Wow. Like, think about that. Dude, and okay. Not only did she sell the stadium out, she sold it out for 3 nights in a row.
Oh fuck.
And then still had 20,000 more in the parking lot just standing singing her songs.
60,000 people over 3 nights who were just in the parking lot.
Okay, I'll break this down to you even more. I'm passionate about this. I'm sorry I'm taking up time for this.
Okay.
All
Now
right,
let's say
so-
how much are the parking?
Dude, I don't.
Yes.
That's a
like
good
$40.
point. That's a good point. So people are just spending money to park to listen to Taylor Swift close enough to the stadium.
Right, like Live Nation venues, for example, usually run about $30 to $40 just to get into the parking lot.
Okay, this is the power of influence. When I was home, I was working like a while ago. I was working security at this venue, this mom and pop owned venue called Warehouse on Watts in Philly. It has 2 floors, and the max capacity for both floors, I think, is somewhere close to 800 for both floors, the whole building. There was this, like, you know how emo night is a thing? Well,
Yeah.
they had something for Taylor Swift. It was called Swiftageddon. The DJ that put on that party sold it out and made $13,000 in profit for that one night. And all it was screens playing her music videos and an iPod with a playlist.
What?
Taylor Swift just sold out a local venue just by her songs on an iPod.
Fuck me.
Taylor Swift on an iPod sold more than 90% of the local bands I know. Damn.
I really want to be pissed about that too.
Me too.
Like,
All right, this is a metal podcast. That's enough about Taylor Swift.
no, it's all good, brother. Angel, right back up to you. But on that same note, this is exactly something, and Angel will tell you that I bitch about at nauseum about how everybody's just talk, and the fans, especially during the pandemic, you had to bitch and stuff like that. And I got to tell you, I mean, like you opened the show with it. I know you support the scene and you go out and you see your friends. You don't have to be playing. Angel does it. I damn sure do it. I know I get around this Baltimore, Delmarva, Pennsylvania area, and I am not afraid to put my money where my mouth is, because I call people out on the regular where everybody wants to talk about, oh, there's no good shows that ever come to town, never anything cool to go see. Then when that bitchin' show comes to town, suddenly they got to get up early for work. Sometimes they don't feel like driving. Sometimes it's like, oh, I don't like the day of the week. I'm like, then you're not allowed to have a voice.
Yeah.
True.
I was like, yeah. So, hey, Angel, jump on in there, brother, before I go off on that tangent.
Fan questions, but first, I'm looking forward to the tour dates announcement tomorrow from Kick and Valentina.
Yes, very
They're
true.
announcing their tour dates tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. That's definitely a band worth seeing. My thing is, if you bitch about spending $300 to see Motley Crue, go see a local band. Buy a shirt.
Yeah.
Buy merchandise. Buy a sticker. Support them.
Correct.
I have a closet full of Vampires Everywhere shirts.
And you
And-
stick it down.
And on the Alisana tour, more will be added, because from what I hear, you guys have some very cool exclusive merch you're doing for that tour.
Oh my God. I'm so excited. There's stuff that we haven't had on the merch table that I like, and there's going to be a couple things that are extremely exclusive.
Nice. Super
Yeah,
excited.
Very excited.
Yep, right back to you, Angel. This time I am going to shut up.
Same.
All right, I'm gonna give it 5 seconds. I'm just playing. What's your first show?
Where?
No, the first show that you ever attended.
Oh
First
my
concert
God.
that you ever went to.
Okay. All right. So, right around the corner from where I used to live was this random little church. And back in the day, I used to be really big into like the Christian metal and the Christian rock scene. Well, there's this Christian hard rock post-hardcore band called Disciple, and I loved them. And just so happens they were playing literally around the corner from my house when I was 10 years old. My mom likes the Christian rock thing, like, so me and my little brother at 10 years old went, and it was them, this band Family Force 5, who ended up playing a bunch of Warped Tours, Fireflight, and Decipher Down. So it was like a Christian post-hardcore rock show. And at that moment, I knew that was something I wanted to do. I was like, they are so cool. This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
Well,
Yes.
what was your first band called?
Dawn Cries Daylight. Where
How'd you come
dude,
up
I
with
was
the name?
I didn't.
No.
I didn't. Yeah. And then after that was a band called Lessons Learned. And that came from an Ask Alexandria song.
Oh,
Hey man, I was 14.
That's cool. Do you have a favorite makeup brand?
Cursed Cosmetics. Love them. We've been doing some work with them recently, and they have been my favorite. So, they have a lot. They gear a lot towards like the alternative and the goth community. So, much love to Cursed Cosmetics.
Let me get to one more fan question, then my question, then back up to Jay. This one is pretty interesting. Would you rather play to a huge crowd of people who don't really get it, or a small crowd of your real fans?
All right, so like obviously, I want to play to people who love us. If there's a small crowd and people who are really digging it, that's what matters, and that's super dope. Because you're right, if it's a huge crowd of people that are like, you feel that energy, and it whether you want to believe it or not, the energy from the crowd is felt by the band. So I think if I went up to, a packed house of people who didn't like us at all, I think the energy would be way, way worse than like 50 people who just went fucking nuts. So yeah, I'd rather play to real like people who get it.
She said there's 30 minutes.
Now, my question is, what are your thoughts on drum solos? And is there any drummer that really blew you away with a drum solo?
Yeah. So I think drum solos are super dope. I actually, the next time we go on a headliner, I've convinced Michael to let me have one.
You're gonna have to take these up.
I don't know if he was serious or not, but he did say yes, so holding him to it.
Yep.
I think drum solos are super cool. Obviously Tommy Lee, with the cage, that Joey Jordison, his drum solo, like I said, Neil Peart, all their drum solos are sick. I personally, for me, like if I were to perform a drum solo, I can't just sit at a kit and just start ripping. I get lost, and then I feel weird, and then I feel like I'm annoying because I'm the only one playing. So like, I would probably do it a little bit differently. Probably have like a backing track playing with something cool that I play off of. Play something cool to my own electronic music or like a variety of different sounds. I'd probably play around with it. But yeah, Joey Jordison and Tommy Lee, those drum solos definitely peak.
Rev.
For me, the drummer from Whitesnake at M3 a couple years ago, he really did a kick-ass drum solo.
Tommy
Here's
Aldridge.
another question. Yep. He fucking ripped. Hands, everything. He was using his hands, sticks, everything.
So cool.
If you don't, all right, with no budget in mind, if you can have something to the effect that like Tommy Lee had with going upside down or having a roller coaster, what would you have on your drums for like a drum solo?
Oh God, the questions that I've never thought of.
That's what we're here for.
Man. I really like the idea. Okay, so the drummer of 21 Pilots kind of did it. But I love the idea of playing a drum solo, full drums, in the middle of a crowd. But not in the middle of a crowd, but like on a platform the crowd is holding. Like in the middle of the crowd, on top of them.
Like just hold.
Like on a like a drum set is on a board, and people are holding it up, and I'm playing on top of them. In like a festival setting. The drummer of 21 Pilots, Josh Dunn, kind of did something to that, but a very scaled down drum kit, like kick, snare, hi-hat, cymbal, floor tom. That was it, and it was taped. But I saw that, and I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. So going back to your drum solo, Josh Dunn, I guess.
Okay.
So yeah, I want to play in the middle of a crowd.
Nice.
I'm the drummer. I'm the drummer of the Metal Summit. I would be curious to play drums while in a slingshot. You know, when you go to amusement parks, like the slingshots that kind of sends you up in the air. I'd be curious to play drums doing that, if possible. I don't think it is, but
I think I would have a panic attack because too much is happening. Like, I don't know whether to focus on the metronome or my heart skipping. You know, could be cool. I think if we write into Mythbusters, they'll do it. Why not? I'll do it.
yeah, I'll do
I'm
it.
in.
I'll have to practice.
Hilarious.
Like
No, for sure.
today.
Totally, brother. Nah, no worries, man. No, that would definitely be sick. But yeah, I can feel that Tommy Lee vibe works for you because that's what I was always used to seeing whenever I saw Tommy live with Motley Crue. It's very similar to what he would do. There'd be something playing that he's just kind of rocking to.
Yeah, and that's actually somebody who said that because he started playing like Van Halen songs.
Mm-hmm.
And like he would just rip off of Van Halen songs. And he was talking about that he didn't find drum solos to be all that exciting when it's just drums.
Yeah.
He wanted to put some, and that's the first time that I really resonated with that.
Mm-hmm.
And because I always felt the same. I always felt out of place.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I feel like I drum best when I'm in the mix.
Yeah.
You know,
I get you. And it's funny. One of my favorite drum solos for him that I ever saw was when he was still doing like the Ferris wheel thing, where he wasn't flipping forward. He was literally going around a giant circle like
that
a
was
Ferris
on the
wheel.
2011 tour. Yeah,
And I
know
saw-
what you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yep.
yeah, I remember that.
It was around 2011. I saw Motley Crue on what was probably a glam metal fan's just wet dream. It was Motley Crue with Poison and the New York Dolls.
Yep.
And the thing that I remember being so interesting is I've been a Motley Crue guy my whole life. When Tommy's doing his solo, all of a sudden through the speakers, you heard of all people, John Corabi. From the one album that he did with Motley Crue, all of a sudden, loud as fuck, through the PA system, you hear, it's a holiday, hooligans holiday. And then the beat started kicking in and Tommy's playing to his various electronic stuff. But it was kind of bone chilling because there was always this back and forth. I mean, whatever situation John and Motley had after his departure had long since been settled. But still, it had gone back to being the original lineup and blah, blah, blah. But it was kind of like chilling to be watching Motley Crue and to suddenly hear John Corabi's vocals kick in. It was wacky.
Oh, yeah. Did you like that album?
I personally did, yes.
Yeah, I love that album.
I love that album as that album specifically. Here's the thing. I was a John Corabi fan before he was in Motley Crue because I loved his band, The Scream, because I love John's vocals, very similar to a guy I like called Joe Liste because I'm a big fan of the band Bang Tango. So I'm into those kind of singers, those hard rock but kind of bluesy, tony singers. It's one of the reasons I like Cinderella as much as I do. I was never a big fan of John in Motley Crue. Only as much, but I love that album. I fight for that album. But listening to John, and I have a DVD, like a bootleg DVD of a lot of John performing live with Motley. His tone is not for those songs. Vince Neil is very similar to David Lee Roth. He's like a screamer. He's a shrill kind of singer. John is what you would call more of a traditional singer, a real singer. So listening to John doing like songs like Livewire was a very strange thing because vocally, tone-wise, that's not John's style. But that's why I like the Motley 94 album so much, is that's 100% John. That is 100% a John Corabi being backed by Motley Crue album. But when you watch live footage of John with Motley, and then you see him doing songs like Dr. Feelgood or Livewire, where he has to sing or try to sing to a shriller song, it's a weird dynamic.
Jay,
yeah, it just doesn't fit.
Yeah.
I got a curious question for you, Jay.
Yeah, what's up?
What do you think about Mick Mars' guitar playing on that album? Because that was one of his fucking best.
Amazing.
He had the chance to play with another guitar player, which he had never done before.
Exactly. He had a partner. He had a teammate. Somebody that was also in a quality guitar player that he could bounce off of instead of having to own it all himself. Which, don't get me wrong, Mick, the one thing I've always loved about Motley Crue, especially with Mick, and I'm not trying to get into the recent drama because this isn't what it's about. The thing I always respected so much about Mick is Mick, man, especially when he was on his A game, I've never seen a guitar player who can fill a sound and make it sound like there's at least 2 or 3 other guitar players on the stage when they're not, like Mick Mars could do.
I agree.
Like on Till Death Do Us Part, that song, just the beginning of that song on Till Death Do Us Part, and then kind of hear like 2 guitars.
Yeah.
After that intro.
No, 100%. So
yeah,
I love all that kind of stuff, but I always found that to be like, oh wow, really.
Somebody put barbecue sauce on crabs.
Oh, is that what it was? My girlfriend just saw a blasphemous photo about somebody mistreating how they should be eating crabs. But anyway, so let me redirect back to the upcoming tour so we can talk a little bit about that. But Jesse, if you don't mind, I want to precursor that with a question for you, for the fans, to get a little bit of clarity, because I'm sure a lot of your fans, a lot of VE fans that are watching, just want to hear a little bit about this. So you guys were scheduled to have a headlining tour earlier this year, and probably even still either right about this time, either just ending or about to end, that you guys decided to postpone for what became the upcoming announcement. Can you just kind of fill the fans in a little bit about whatever you're allowed to talk about as far as making that decision?
Yeah. So it was actually a really hard decision, and I know it came down to, the wire, really. So we had, that upcoming headlining tour, and from the start, it was kind of like one thing after another, would pop up and like hinder. So going into the tour, we were all ready. We were actually shooting the Cry Little Sister music video. We were on our way, and we got an email from Alisana, and was like, hey, actually, Michael kind of was reaching out as a friend. Hey, guys, miss you very much. We just toured with him. Hey, guys, thinking about you. Miss you. If you guys need anything upcoming, let us know. And they were like, we were just talking about you. You're going to get an offer now. And we were like, sick. It's not going to, we could still do both.
Mhm.
Well, there was, a stipulation going into it to where they have what's called radius clause.
Yes.
So we had
Yeah,
like 9.
You can't play an area within a certain radius of miles.
Yeah, within a certain amount of days.
Gotcha.
Obviously,
Yep.
because I want all of my fans to come here. I want all of the attention on these shows. And we had like 9 conflicting days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was a lot. It wasn't like 1 or 2. It was like a hefty portion of the tour to where it wouldn't have even been feasible to like cut those shows, postpone those particular shows, and to carry on with the tour. It was an all or nothing thing. And we just felt that, especially coming in with this new stuff, we felt that Vampires Everywhere fans will be appreciative of the caliber of show that we're going to give, number one, but with friends again, because we had such a good time with Alisana, and we reconnected with so many fans and gained so many new fans that we know that it would be a big deal to not only our fans but to their fans that we would go back again. Because we're the only ones, No, we're the only ones that are coming back from leg 1.
Mm-hmm.
To do it again, it was kind of like an honor.
Yeah.
To be asked again, even though they're our friends. And to be honest, I'm super excited because I know for a fact that this set, me and Michael have been working on it, going back and forth, and we curated it to be the heaviest set we have ever played, and the one that's the most shocking. So
Okay.
where songs are placed and how we're doing things, and and what songs are where. It is specifically to start the party.
Very cool. Hell yeah. Now this question real quick is solely for me, and it's the last set list related question because I don't like to give anything away, especially when you're so passionate about being stoked about the show that you're going to put out. But again, I said it earlier in the interview. Since Tear Me Down is still a relatively new song for this year, is that still in the set?
So Tear Me Down, as of right now, is not in the set. But
Okay.
But Sudden Death is.
Woo. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Without giving anything away, this is, when I say the hardest set,
Yeah.
that's the only reason, because we felt that Sudden Death is a harder song.
100% it is.
As far as with the breakdown and, heaviness, this set is specifically to be heavy and to be it's going to have a very balanced mix of, I want to, make someone punch somebody and someone to cry and sing along.
Nice.
And yeah, just for this set, I guarantee in a headlining set, Tear Me Down's coming back because I do love playing that song and we do love playing that song.
Mm-hmm.
But for this set specifically, no, it didn't make the cut.
Hey, no worries, man. No, and I definitely look forward to the next headlining tour because you guys and hopefully it gets rebooked if it works out for your guys' schedule. But yeah, you guys were scheduled to play Baltimore, so I'm definitely hoping that, because that's my local show. So I'm definitely hoping that when you guys are able to reschedule the postponed headlining tour, that you're able to re-get that Baltimore show. But no matter what, man, I mean, you got HMAC again back on the calendar. So my girlfriend and I are already planning to make the trip, dude. So I can't wait to see you at HMAC again, bro.
Hell yeah, I'm super stoked. And that's the last day of the second leg.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's the last day of the second leg. So it's my hometown show. It's only 40 minutes from my house. So like the night before, I get to go home. I get to wake up, I get to shower, get to see my kitten.
Yeah.
And then I get to go to the show. It's like playing a random show. It feels weird, but it happened last time. And yeah, HMAC was one of my favorite shows because so many of my friends and family are there.
Nice. I might have to talk to you. I might have to help you, like, keep to that show. and be like, Jesse, I might need you to stash me some smalls and things, bro, because I don't want to roll up to the venue and be like, yeah, we've got 6 shirts left.
Yeah, done. I'll let you know. I'll definitely let you know. I'll
No.
keep some hidden. Just
No.
let me know once you see the stuff. Just let me know because for the first 2 legs, I'll have the merch at my house.
Oh, right on, dude.
Yeah, so I'll be able to hold them for you.
Sweet, dude. Yeah, and worst comes to it, we can just see how things work out, and we can just meet up sometime for coffee or whatever, and I'll get your merch money started for you.
Done.
Because because of your style, you see Angel rocking it right there. I think one of these TMS shirts would look great on you, bro.
I would love one.
Yeah,
I would love one.
What size do you wear, Jesse?
Large.
Got you covered.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Done.
So we're one more thing when it comes to the tour. Do you go into tours with friends differently and legit peers differently than you go into other tours where maybe your management had something to do it, or a record label, or even just a random booking?
No, not me. I am a social butterfly. I love it. It's one of my favorite things ever. Like I said, I've been a fan of the music for a while. So like even saying peers, right? Like that's true. But it's still setting in for me that like some of my favorite bands as a kid are now my friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And like bands that I listened to 4 years ago religiously, I just toured with. You know, so I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. But no, whether I know them or not, I go into it the same. I get a little more excited when it's someone I know. You know, It's like seeing your friends after you haven't seen them for 6 months. And you're like, oh shit, it's time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I go into it the same. Just when I know somebody, it's a little more exciting. The Sunday is the same. It's the cherry on top that's different.
Right. I got you. No, for sure, man. And so before I kick it back to Angel and we get the summoners back involved, let's go back to the Awakening. Let's talk about you getting involved. How did you meet Michael? Were you a Vampires Everywhere fan already? Talk a little bit how you got involved with the band and the subsequent EP.
Yeah. So when I came in, the EP was done. It was kind of a mutual friend. I heard that Vampires Everywhere was coming back and needed a drummer. I was drumming for this band in New Jersey area at the time. And he asked if, would I be interested? I said, yeah. And this band, I started to do the makeup, hold on. Oh, God. Started to do the makeup. So I had the aesthetic down a little bit. And I had a couple YouTube videos up already to kind of showcase that, I can play. So Michael hit me up 2 days later after my friend asked me. I sent him like an audition tape. It was basically, hey, can you play Immortal Love? I was like, oh, yeah. So I did it. And it was the world's worst audition tape. I was living in a house in Philly with roommates. I played it with muted cymbals and like no sound drum heads. It was the worst, but it got the job done. And realistically, all that Michael was looking for was a drummer for a music video, a festival, and maybe the tour, and maybe a tour. So I was like, yeah, of course, with no expectations really. I flew out. I did the Witch music video. If you go back and watch it, I'm in it for like 0.3 seconds.
It's like this flash.
It's a flash. You just know that I exist.
It's like, oh, he found a drummer for the video.
Yeah, which is kind of what it was at that point. And then I got, we started getting more in touch, and I started talking to him, and everyone was super cool. When I went back out for that festival for rehearsals, he asked if I wanted to join. Just stay with the band and kind of leave my other band. And I was like, I have loyalty, but I played the festival. It was the first show Vampires Everywhere came back. And And I was like, yeah, this is where I should be. I should take this. And he was like, great. And then like a month later, we played Incarceration, and then I've been with him ever since. I haven't left.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. God, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And like, and how, and so in that 2 years, how have you seen the progression? Because, you know, being kind of like a phone call to Phil to, well, you know, I'm backing up my mate because he suggested me, you know, so I want to do well by his friend. I want to do right by his friend. And I'm feeling this, and this is cool, and I dig the gig. To then stay, and like I said at the beginning, from my eyes especially, just as an outsider, but a Vampires Everywhere fan and enthusiast and a guy who's been around, to be the most consistent right-hand guy that Michael's now had for a while. Like, how has that been for you, and how have you seen the trajectory?
It's been surreal. It's been awesome. And like, I don't take it for granted ever. This is what I've wanted to be a drummer. I've wanted to be a drummer in a band. And when the first year of being in VE, I treated like there was always that kind of hesitation to where, you know, I'm still on trial. Like, you know, that, you know, if I fucked up, if I messed up, I was going to get fired. Like, that was going to be it. That was, my career's over already. Yeah. And it just started. So I didn't, I'll say it better. I didn't know my place.
Sure.
You know, I still felt like the cement wasn't dry, you know, and it could be changed in an instant. And it wasn't until as of recent where I really started to feel, you know, more involved in the band, and I started to become a little bit more involved in the band. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I love being here. Michael calls me 5 times a day, and we talk nonstop about anything, about business, about stuff we did over the weekend. He's one of my best friends.
For sure.
So it, even personal, it's grown. But as a professionally, I've seen the shift of what the Awakening was to what it's becoming.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just getting better, even personally, professionally.
Nice.
I saw where I was when I started, and I didn't necessarily know who I was yet.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started to gather my footing and then understand this is who I am and this is what I want to be, even my brand and aesthetic really followed. So, you know, over the last 2 years, it's been a sprint.
Yeah.
And it's gone fast, and it's not slowing down.
No, definitely not, dude.
No, it's only going to pick up, which I'm super excited with.
It takes one kiss to burn a witch.
Yeah, there's me.
The thing that I always thought was so fun just about that conversation is because your appearance is about like 12 seconds into the video.
Dude, yeah. Literally, I'm a flash, and it's hilarious because as you can see, like through, I pop up more.
Right.
So like I have a little bit more, and I really noticed that. I forget what music video it was. Dude, look at them people. Wait for it. There it is. That's it. That's it. Gone. You don't see me. I'm blurred. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, you popped up one other time. Okay.
Yeah. In together makes literally 1 second.
Yeah. But then also, you know, I know we've of course touched on Tear Me Down a few times, but it's kind of apropos. But you look at the intro of that video, you're a prominent center in that, twirling your sticks, going right in to the real intro of that song in that video.
Yeah, so like I slowly started to, you know, see that I was coming back, but everything was still so new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like flying to LA, flying to Vegas all the time, like for my job. Like after the first tour, I quit my job. And I was like, you know, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
Mhm.
Thank God I did. But I was flying, going to different countries to play drums. There was one time I was playing it was our second headlining tour in February of 22. I'm playing Immortal Love in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and Michael from this band Broken Side is just in the crowd coming to hang out. I loved Broken Side as a kid.
I know that band.
Loved them. And I'm behind the drums going, I'm playing a legend metalcore song. Everyone knows Immortal Love. Whether you like it or not, you know it.
Yeah.
And so I'm playing a legendary song in front of someone that I used to be like huge fan of. So I'm like, this is my life now. But yeah, it's cool. As I start to see the progression, I start to kind of see myself fill out into who I am. That's why when I watched Cry Little Sister, the version of me now I am super proud of.
For sure. That's awesome, dude. That's super sick, man. And it's super important to feel that way as well, as opposed to like seeing that you're doing stuff, but feeling like you're stuck in a rut for whatever reason. But to have that, like, that confidence and that pride in your trajectory, your transition, your maturity, however you want to look at it, is really valuable to have.
Yeah. And I still have imposter syndrome. Like every time I'm like, they're gonna figure it out that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I just watched a TikTok. Literally, it was this guy who was a spoof teaching somebody how to drum, and he was like, "Man, the gig is look bitchin' and get through the song and pretend like you know how to play drums." And I'm like, if that is not my internal dialogue every single day, I don't know what is. Just make sure you look good and get through the song.
It's like teaching a student where you and being like, well, I only have to stay one lesson ahead of the student.
Dude, that's kind of what it feels like. I'm not going to lie. That's actually the perfect way to describe imposter syndrome. Is like you're one step ahead of what everyone thinks you are.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're a step ahead of being found out.
Yeah, like if I trip once, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like. But that's really funny. Yeah.
That's awesome, bro. Angel, right back to you, my guy, for yourself, of course, for some time, and the Metal Summoners.
Well, your favorite places you've played.
Ooh, okay. Perfect. Tokyo, number one. Number one is definitely Tokyo. I love that place. Japan, I want to go back so bad. Austin, Texas. I love Austin. Every time I'm in Austin, it's always a party. I love it. I love Atlanta. The Masquerade. Love it there. Love everybody who works there. Favorite places. Vegas is always fun. Florida is always fun. And then anything near my house.
Anything near my house. I love it.
Anything near my house.
So you can see your cat.
Exactly. Yep. So those are my favorites.
If you can get two bands or musicians from past or present, and you can get them together in a studio to create an album, who do you have in the studio?
Past or present?
Past or present.
Two musicians together. All right. This would be a completely niche and unlistenable album because it would be drum related. But I would love to see Neil Peart, and this drummer Thomas Lang. He's like an independent drummer, but he is incredible. Like, one of the best drummers in the world. But he's kind of experimental, like Neil Peart was. So if I could have something curated for drummers to show off, right? Like if there were songs made for drummers to just go off, like do you know the band Ocean's 8 Alaska? Okay,
I've heard them.
the drummer of that has a solo project, and he has an album of songs he wrote, but like they're drum oriented. Thomas Lang is in one of them, like a guest drummer. They go
Oh.
forth. I would love to see those two do something like that. So I would get those two. Thomas Lang, Neil Peart. Wow.
Nice.
Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm super passionate about this one. Okay. Ooh. All right. So directly after load-in, once everything is good and everything's squared away, I go back to the bar bus and I start getting ready. Put on the makeup before doors. I make sure I'm in full makeup before doors. 2 hours before our set list, I will make my first drink. Jack. I will have a maximum of 2 drinks before stage, nothing more. And the second one, it's usually 1.5. Then I top up for the second one and I bring it on stage with me. And then my last one is I have a little rock that my girlfriend gave me, and I keep it in my pocket every show.
Nice.
Yes, so it's the 2 drinks, and it's the 2 hour mark. 2 hours before I play, that's when drinking starts.
That's what we were doing at HMAC, dude. You, me, and Michael were all doing Jack and Cokes.
Goddamn right. And
Which
guess
means
what?
which means we're gonna have to rekindle that tradition, man. No sense in letting a good thing die, bro.
I was just gonna say, guess what's gonna happen again?
Sounds good to me. Right back to you, Angel.
What is your go-to karaoke song?
1,000 Miles.
As in Vanessa Carlton?
Yes.
No.
Nice.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
that one? Oh, damn.
Yep.
Now I just want to see you doing that scene in White Chicks.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. But yeah, that is my go-to because it's hilarious. I know all of the words, and people will sing along.
Oh yeah.
So you're not alone. People will sing along, and me singing that song?
I'm gonna have to rethink my karaoke because I'm very married to Mother by Danzig, but my main go-to is Enjoy the Silence from Depeche Mode.
Yeah, of course it is. Look at you.
Yeah.
Like, of course
Well,
it is.
I have a very deeper, gritty tone when I sing, unless there's something higher, but that's in my traditional range. Like I can actually do Michael's clean vocals in Immortal Love. I can't. If I duet that song with you guys, I have to do, the bridge vocals, call me love, call me lies, call me anything you like. That's the part I can do. I don't have the range or the endurance for Michael's scream vocals. Just don't have.
Yeah, see, you're taking it way too seriously. For me, for karaoke, bro, it is about who I can make laugh and how drunk I am.
Right. Yeah. For me, I'm still a little bit too delicate in my pride to go outside my comfort zone.
Oh, that's why you need to be intoxicated.
Right.
The first time I ever met all the Vampires guys, the first time I ever met Michael was that Witch music video. We went to a karaoke spot directly after that at 2 a.m. I left from the karaoke spot to the airport, did another 12 hours of flying because of stops and shit. I didn't sleep for 26 hours.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was on the flight with all of my makeup, sweating, just blacked out. It was crazy.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, that was the first time ever hanging out with them. We went karaoke.
That's sick. Go ahead, Angel.
I'm terrified to ask this next one.
Oh god.
What band musician do you like that might surprise people?
If you don't know me, I love like alt pop, indie pop music. So like there's this band The Midnight. They're synthwave, like synth pop. They kind of sound like Genesis, kind of like a modern Genesis. But I also like hyper pop. So like Break-Ins and Aries, and then bands kind of like anywhere in between there. So I'm super into hyper pop and I'm super into indie pop. So like the 1975,
Mm-hmm.
like that. Love it.
Okay.
Love it. So into it.
And the next one is a round table discussion that we can all answer. It's Mental Health Awareness Month. What would you say is your feel good anthem to lift your spirits?
Oof. To make me feel good?
Yeah. Jay, you can answer
I'm
that
looking
as well.
I'm looking on my Spotify.
Okay. So, sure. I have certain songs that they get me very deeply, and some of which come from friends, and other ones come from like national bands that I don't know. So I'll touch on a little bit of both. So one of these, again, it sounds like a cop out for this particular interview, but it's really not, because Megan is sitting right next to me, and she would gladly verify that I listen to my Vampires Everywhere / Dead Girls Academy playlist like in the car at nauseum. I listen to so much Vampires Everywhere and Dead Girls Academy, and I really do like Tear Me Down. It really hit me in a very deep place when that song came out. So that song actually does put me in a very good place every time I hear it. My friends Mark and Janet, who I've known for 10 years, have a band together called Ghost in Your Heart. And they have a song called Black Roses, No Crucifix that I really love, which bridges into a song I love called Vamp Blood Champagne. That's their most recent single that Megan and I have kind of adopted as our personal anthem for our relationship. So that one means a very great deal to me. I'm always been into Motley Crue, so Wild Side is tattooed across my knuckles. It's always meant a big deal to me. And I'm a ridiculous goth rock guy for bands like Typo Negative and the 69 Eyes. So songs like Lost Boys from 69 Eyes, as well as My Girlfriend's Girlfriend, I Don't Want to Be Me, and Black Number One from Typo Negative. So there's a little like set list worth of songs that are definitely going to raise my spirits if I'm struggling.
I like those.
Yeah.
For me, it's so I mentioned that band The Midnight. This song called Shadows. They also have another song called Crystalline. Those are really good feel good songs for me. Yeah. Oh. And then probably something from Dayseeker. Neon Grave.
Neon Grave, yeah.
Yeah, that one hits. That one hits home with me. So I'm a huge Dayseeker fan too, so. Yep, those are mine.
Let's hear it, Angel.
I like Foreigner. Can't slow down just because
Sure.
I'm feeling fatigued or just really freaking tired. I gotta listen to that song. That song is like coffee for me. I start blasting it, and it does it for me. Definitely Motley Crue, Kickstart My Heart. Need that one. What other song?
Kicking Valentina Freak Show.
Yep, that one. And the album. I was listening to the other day. Kicking Valentina. Yep, turns me on.
There
The
you go.
song. I'm not saying that they turn me on. I'm saying the song turns me on. They have a song called "Turns Me On." Okay,
Gotcha.
just to clarify.
No, I did not. Because they were
No, that
right
was
there.
And another question: if you were sending someone a song, do you send it for the music or the lyrics?
Usually the music for me. If the lyric is like that deep to me, I'll point it out. But if I'm sending you a song, it's 9 times out of 10 it's because of the music.
Favorite local band?
Ooh, okay. There's this band from Connecticut called Dreamwake. They are incredible. They're one of the best. They're actually one of my like top 5 favorite bands. But they're unsigned. They're from Connecticut. There's also a band from New Jersey called Indighost. They're incredible. And then I'll shout out my friend Nikki, her band Renovar. They're awesome too. They're from Pennsylvania, like central PA.
And your absolute favorite horror movie?
The Conjuring 2. The Conjuring 2, specifically the second one with the nun. I have the nun tattooed on me.
How many tattoos do you have?
I have no idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 10, 11, something like that. I'm a baby. I don't have many tattoos.
And do you have a favorite tour snack and meal? And the good question is, what did you have in Japan as far as snacks and meals?
In Japan, I had this my snack. My snack of choice was this thing from the like little like convenience stores called an unigiri.
The freezer.
They're little triangle things. They're wrapped in seaweed, but it's a triangle shape of like rice with filling in it. And the filling that I liked was like tuna and mayonnaise. It was so good. It was amazing. That and ramen. Oh. But normally, to be honest, it's probably like a peanut butter and jelly. I'm simple.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich with a Jack and Coke.
Yeah, it's usually Jack and Coke, peanut butter and jelly, maybe another Jack and Coke. Yeah, it is what it is. Chip like potato chips are in there too. I'm a little rat.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Okay, so can we wrap it? That's all the fan questions.
Oh, perfect. My laptop's about to die.
Cool. Well, then, no worries, Jesse. Then let me hit you with this final question here and stuff like that, and then we'll wrap it up. But we can't let you go without giving you the floor to talk a little bit about the Senior Citizen, your show.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I host a podcast called the Senior Citizens Podcast. Senior as in scene kid. So scene. It's literally me because I love talking, as you probably could tell. It's me having a couple of my friends and bands that I've met touring or in the music industry, and I basically preface it the same. The conversations that band members have at 2:00 after the show, once everyone went home and we're all just kind of hanging out together, drinking, smoking a little bit, and just shooting the shit after the show. It was a good show. We're hanging out by the buses. We're just we're there as people, and those are the conversations that I love having. So those are the conversations that I just wanted to record and have people feel like that they're in on the conversation as well. So it's a lot of me just doing exactly this, talking to friends about random shit that's happening in our life, and then reminiscing about old tours and when I was younger. So a little bit of mixture.
Nice. Right on, man. Is that something that you're trying to do also, like during tours and stuff like that as well?
So I've kind of thought about it, and I might try this tour, but it's really hard because I need to be like in a mode. So when I'm on tour, I'm on tour mode. When I'm home, I'm in home mode. And even when I treat this literally as not something that I want to look at as a job. Like drumming for me is a job now, and I'm trying to not get burned out. So I don't want to put something else that's just because it's social media and just because it's on my brand. If I don't feel like putting something out, I just don't put it out. But when I do feel like putting stuff out, I will consistently put out stuff, and I will consistently, but it's not on any sort of a time frame. It's when I feel good. So in reality, it's a passion project.
Right on. No, that's cool, dude. And that's also very similar to the way that Angel and I look at this show. And I can speak for Steve and Bobby as well. It's a passion project and stuff like that. This particular show isn't designed to make anybody rich, but the thing is, we really enjoy it. Like, we are big build the scene kind of people. And I say this like all the time. I mean, we've always the four co-hosts of the show, everybody is welcome to book anybody that they want for really any reason. We know what we like to talk about. We know the things that are interesting, but I always give a lot of love to Angel and to the guys for letting me be very out of the box when it comes to my bookings and stuff like that. Because, you and I are cut from the same cloth, the same like style of guys, the same type of dress, makeup, and musical tastes and stuff like that. But there's definitely bands like Vampires Everywhere that, in a show that was originally designed based off more of 80s style glam metal, might not quite, be the first bands that are looked at. But when back when Doves and Glass Houses was coming out for Dead Girls Academy, I reached out to Michael, and Michael was down to do the show, and he did the show. So we love that, man. Just anybody who's just down to talk, have a good time, regardless of musical tastes or the bands that they play in. We're just all for it, man, because the fact of the matter is we want to build everything as strong as possible.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, guys, so if I just disappeared, it's because my laptop died. I'm on 1%.
Oh, no worries, man. Well, then, Jesse, why don't we just put like a bow on it? You and I will be in touch, and I'll see you very, very soon. So thank you so much, man, for being down for the experience. And real quick before we lose you, our biggest thing for me and Angel is that you had a good time, that you felt respected, you enjoyed yourself, and you felt that this was worth it. And right on cue, Jesse's laptop died.
Yeah, it was different. Metal Sonic rules. I love you guys. Yep.
Oh, we got him back.
There you go.
So we may or may not have lost Jesse. But that's all right.
Yeah.
But Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys so much, as always, for tuning in and being so down to support the show, support me, support Angel, and just have a great time with our various guests. So make sure that you guys get out there and support Vampires Everywhere on their upcoming tour that they're doing with Alisana. They really are a bitchin' live show. Yes, I will precursor this with the fact that, yes, I am a super fan for Vampires Everywhere. I go back now.
I got it on my phone.
Oh, right on.
I wanted to say goodbye properly.
No, it's all good. Well, Jesse, it always matters to me and Angel that you had a good time, that you felt respected, you enjoyed your questions, and you felt that this was worth your time.
Guys, it was amazing. I had a great time. I would definitely do this whenever you wanted me to. Thank you again for having me on, for real.
Absolutely, man, for sure. And fans, since we've got Jesse back, like I was just talking about, we really appreciate your guys' continued support and being so down for our show and supporting the bands, whether you know them or not, and everything that they've got involved. So, fans, make sure that you get out there and you're supporting Jesse, Michael, and all the guys in Vampires Everywhere on the Alisana tour, and supporting Alisana as well, because you know they're a brotherhood with VE, but they're also just really, really good guys. When I saw Vampires Everywhere last time on the tour, while I've been familiar with Alisana for many years, that was actually my first time seeing them live, and they themselves also put on a very excellent show.
Oh yeah, they're one of the best. If you're thinking about going to the show, even for us, definitely go for them.
For sure, man, definitely. Are you possibly gonna to pop back up there again?
Oh, maybe. That was really cool the last time in HMAC. That was a spur of the moment thing. But yeah, maybe. Who knows? Awesome,
man. Sounds good, man. Super duper stoked. Jesse, you and I will be in touch, dude. We'll get we'll hook it up offline and get together sometime and get together for drinks or some coffee or just some tooling around in Lancaster.
Yeah, whenever. Let me know. Come on up.
Sounds good, man. Definitely. Well, you have yourself a great rest of your night. Spend some time with your girlfriend and your cats. And again, man, I appreciate you, brother. Anytime you need anything, dude, reach out. Don't be shy. You're welcome here anytime.
Bro, thank you so much. And Angel, thank you.
No, thank you, man.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Have a good one.
You too, man. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
Take care.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Metal Summoners. Again, you guys are fantastic as always. Make sure that you guys are following Angel on all of his socials, whether it be his Twitter, his Instagram, or his Facebook. Bobby Dreyer at BobbyDreyer.com, and Psycho Steve at not only Psycho Steve on Facebook and the real Psycho Steve on Instagram. You can catch me right there at Justin RNR Junkie on Instagram, and you can also follow me on Facebook as well. Metal Summoners, we do have merch. You guys have been absolutely fantastic. Angel and I had to place another order of merch that we're incredibly pleased about. He is rocking the shirt right that way.
Yes,
he is rocking the shirt right now. And as you guys have seen on all of our socials, we love posting photos of you guys rocking our stuff. There is no bigger compliment to myself, to Angel, to Steve, to Bobby, than seeing you guys down for what we do and wanting to wear it on your chest. It really means the world to us. So we really, really appreciate that. About 40 minutes before we came live, we placed another order. So we're really stoked about that as well. What's up, Angel?
I say yes, we appreciate.
Even the peanut gallery makes fun of us about our merch and our love affair of appreciation. But we also appreciate Jesse as well, because he wants to rock one of the shirts as well. So we will definitely make sure that he gets his hands on one of those as well. But anyways, Metal Summoners, thank you guys so much. Take care of yourselves. Guest announcement over the weekend for the next episode of the Metal Summit. We will see you guys in a week, and we appreciate you guys as always. Again, follow us on our socials. Make sure that you're following the Metal Summit on Facebook and on YouTube, and share, like, and post. Keep driving us up there so we can continue bringing on these incredibly bitchin' guests with great tours and great conversation. You guys take care of each other. We love you guys. We will see you guys in a week. Again, guest announcement over the weekend. And on behalf of Angel, Steve, and Bobby, we appreciate you guys. Take care of each other. Horns up, fangs out, and we'll see you guys in a week. As always, you've been watching the Metal Summit.